It's Friday, November 3rd. Brookline at East Boston. First round of the North Section Playoffs State Tournament. 3:30 is game time. East Boston on the kickoff. They're going right to left. Overcast. It's been 70 today. And that's the kickoff. We start at 3:29. They send it back to number 21. 21 down the side. It goes out of bounds into the East Boston bench. It's going to be throw-in for Brookline. Ethan Schaefer is going to take it. He toes it down the right side. And they put it out of bounds. Get some more elevation later. It's going to be Ben Kaplan on the throw. He throws it to the corner. Hit Jacques in the head. 2 clears it out of bounds into the bleachers. Ben Kaplan on the throw. He throws it into the box, and it gets headed. It gets past the goalie. 22 has it for East Boston. Ethan Schaefer comes back. Ethan has it. Ethan turns to his right. Gets cut up by 21. Sammy on the ball. Sammy to Mac on the left. Mac puts it to the middle to Jacques. Jacques turns to his left. Back to Mac. Mac at the 30-yard line. Gets cut up by number 4. Sammy has it. Sammy turns on it. Sammy in the corner. He sends, that's Avi who put it out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for East Boston. Second minute of the game.
Tell them, coach.
Goal kick for East Boston. A little bit off. But he boots it to the 40. Hits Jacob in the head. Hits their player. And they call a foul right at midfield. Ethan Schaefer on the free kick. Nate's going to take the free kick. Nate Sammer in the back. Ethan's going up the right side. Mac on the left side. Nate's going to take the free kick. Nate puts it to the left. Gets headed away. Sam's after it. 22 is going to... No, Sam cleared it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for East Boston. They're at the 40. They throw it in number 9. They go down the right side. That's Sam on the ball. Sam clears it on the ground. Gets cut off by number 8. 8 has it. Sam clears it. It's over midfield. Number 9 has it in midfield for East Boston. 11 on the wing. 11 tries to send the middle, gets cut off. Nate has it. Nate to Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan, full white here. Tried to hit Jacques, gets cut out of bounds. Ben Kaplan on the throw. No, Ethan on the throw. Ethan throws it in. That's Mateo. Gets headed out of bounds. Behind the Brookline bench. It's Ben Kaplan on the throw. Ben Kaplan throws it in the box. It's Avi over his head. Number 9 has it. 9 clears it to midfield. That's Sam under the ball. Sam to Ethan. Ethan clears it on the ground at Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan turns. It goes out of bounds. Throw-in for East Boston. 21's going to take it. He goes down the left side. Jacob to Ben. And it goes out of bounds. 14 turns. Gets cut off. It held Sammy's. It gets played away to Sam. Sam clears it. It bounces to number 2. Mateo to Avi. Avi stepped over it. It goes out of bounds. We're 4 minutes in. There's no score. Number 10 has it for East Boston. They clear it up the right side. 22 is after it. 22 Shield sends it back. That's Sammy on the ball. Sammy right on the sideline, sends it up the wing. Tried to hit Avi, goes out of bounds. Swimming a little bit here. They go down the left side. 10 has it for East Boston. To the middle of the field, gets cut off by Nate. Nate to Sammy. Sammy to Nate. Nate to Sam. Sam on the ground to Sammy. Sammy tried to get Jacques, gets cut off by 17. Sammy has it, gets blocked. Jacob has it. Jacob gets tripped, no call. 10. 10 down the left to 22. 22 to the left wing. Ethan Schaefer, 11 gets in. They call a foul. It's going to be a free kick for East Boston. They're at the 20. Zach's giving instructions. 3 on the wall, 4 on the wall. Sammy, Ethan, Ben, Jacob on the wall. Ten on the free kick for East Boston. 3 on the wall. He goes to the far side, right to Zach. Zach clears out the box. Zach punts it low to Mac. Mac clears it with his right foot to Avi. Avi over midfield. Avi down the left gets cut off by 4. 10 has it in midfield for East Boston. 10 turns, sends it to wing. They send it down the right side. 22's after it. It gets cleared by Nate out of bounds. That's a quick throw. 10 has it. Sorry. It's chipped in the box. 11 gets it blocked. There's no call. 8 on the shot. It gets deflected. Goes out of bounds.
Nice job, boys!
We're 6 minutes in. There's no score. Nate's going to take the free kick for Brookline. Nate down the left side. It's over midfield. Jacques got pushed, and they call a foul on him. It's a free kick for Brookline at the 45-yard line. Player's getting a warning for kicking the ball away. Mateo on the free kick. Sorry, Nate's going to take the... Nate on the free kick. Nate chips it to the far post. Hits Jacob in the head. Goalie's going to get to it. Goalie punts it low. It hits Mateo. 11 ahead to 14. Gets cut off by Sam. That's Mateo in the air. It gets headed away by number 8 out of bounds. It's going to be a throw, and Ethan Schaefer is going to take it for Brookline. Ethan down the right side. Gets cleared into the Brookline bench. Ethan Schaefer down the right. Gets cleared again, out of bounds. It's going to be another throw-in for Brookline. Ben Kaplan on the throw. Oh, Ethan on the throw. Ethan toward the box, gets headed away. Back to Ethan. Ethan, it gets clear, it goes out of bounds. Ethan throws it to Mateo, bounces over him, 2 clears it in the air. 2 to the middle of the field, to 22. Jacob knocks it down. Jacob on the run to the right. Jacob to Ben, to Jacob. Jacob to the end line. He slides, it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for East Boston. 8 minutes into the game, there's no score. It's a goal kick for East Boston. He clears it to midfield, into the 40, off Avi's head. That's Nate that steps up. Nate to Avi. Avi back to, that's Sammy. Sammy to Avi. On the left, he tried to cross it, got cut off. Sammy has it at the 40. Sends it back to Nate. Nate to Jacob. Jacob back to Nate. Nate crosses midfield. He gets tripped. There's a foul. He takes a quick free kick to Sammy. Sammy tried to get on the ground, gets blocked by 2. They're going to take it again. I think I'd take the free kick again.
No, that's a penalty.
With 9 minutes in, there's no score. So Nate's going to take it again. He's at the 45. Nate to the left. Avi off his head. Jock's running for it. Goalie comes out. Jock saves it. Goalie's in the corner. Goalie clears it out of bounds. He cleared it over the fence. It's going to be a throw-in. What are they calling? They're calling a goal kick. We're 10 minutes in. There's no score. Number 2 on the goal kick to midfield. That's Sammy off his feet to 21. 21 gets turned to his left. Ben tried to run him off. Mateo clears it to Ben. Ben steps over it. 11 takes it away. 21 has it. 21 to the left. Goes out of bounds. Right in front of the Brookline bench, Sammy to Jacques. Someone lost their shoe on the field. It goes to Jacob. That was Ben Kaplan who lost the shoe. Mac crosses it in front. Jacques off his chest. That's Jacob in front. Jacob to the left. Jacob chips. Goalie saves it. That's a good opportunity. Goalie's going to punt it out. He punts it short. Right to 14. 14 to 11. 11 has it in midfield to 10. Back to number 8 to 10. 11 clears it ahead. That's Nate clears it to Sammy. Sammy to the right to Ethan. Ethan to Ben. Ben steps over it. Ben down the sideline in front of the Brookline bench. Ben down the right side. Gets cut off by 17. He clears it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. It's going to be Mateo on the throw. Oh, it's a corner, actually. Mateo on the first corner of the game. Jock's in front. He's getting pushed out of the goal. Ref's going to step in.
Watch my goalie, Russ.
Brookline has 1, 2, 3, 4 players in the box. East Boston has 6 players and the goalie in the box. He crosses in front, back post. Avi over the top. Avi was all alone on the back post. He heads it over the goal. Still no score. It's going to be a goal kick for East Boston. 12 minutes into the game. There's no score. And he boots it low. Jacques cuts it off. Jacques on his head to Avi's side. Avi gets to it. Avi in front of the ref. Gets cleared away by the defender. It's going to be a throw-in to Brookline. Mateo on the throw. Mateo's going to leave it for Mac.
Let's go, G. Keep it up.
Mac on the throw.
Oh, hell no.
Mac into the box. Avi off his chest. Jacques on the ground. Hits the defender. Goes out of bounds. There was a deflection. It looked like it's going to be a goal kick for East Boston. Goalie's going to take this one. Goalie chips it to his left. Hits Mateo in the head. Hits their players. Jacob in the air. That's Mateo to Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan tries to send Jacques. He gets it through. Jacques turns on it. 3 players on the turn. Jacques knocks him off the ball. 11 still has it. He goes up the sideline. He still has it. He puts it to 22. Nate on his head. Mateo blocks it with his body. He steps over it. And it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in, looks like for East Boston. Right at midfield. 11's going to take it for East Boston. 11 to 12. 12 off his head to 14. 14 on the left to 11. 11 to the other side, 22. 9 hits it off Nate. Nate to Jacques. Jacques back heels it to Mateo. Tried to find Avi. Goes out of bounds. Makai is coming in for Avi. That's the first sub for Brookline. We're at the 14-minute mark of the first half. There's no score. And Mac on the throw. Mac down his right side. Mac on his left foot. It's going to spin out of bounds. Right at midfield. And it's another throw in for East Boston. Number 4 is going to take it. It's getting really cloudy behind the potential showers today. 9 gets cut off by Jacob. Jacob sends Makai on the left wing. Makai steps over it, comes back. He gets Jacob in the circle. Jacob in the center circle. Jacob to Mateo. Mateo, 21, cuts him off. That's Jacob on the ball. Jacob cuts back. It gets cut off by number 8. 8 through midfield. 8 through the center circle. Pass Mac. 22 has it. 22 on the right. He's going to cross it to 11. Here comes Zach. Zach catches it. We're 16 minutes in. There's no score. Zach boots it to midfield. It hits Jock in the chest. That's Sammy back to Ethan. Ethan to Sammy. Sammy down the wing to Makai. Makai down the right. Makai runs into number 2, who clears it the other way. And it goes out of bounds. Sam on the, no, Ethan on the throw. Ethan in front of the East Boston bench, throws it over Makai's head. Jacob on the ground, he's got Sammy. Sammy to Jacques, 2's gonna cut him off. 2 shielding for the goalie. Goes back to the goalie. Goalie boots it over midfield. That's Nate off his head, going backwards. 22's chasing it. It's going to roll out of bounds. It's a throw for East Boston. 2 subs are coming in for East Boston, 13 and 7. We're 17 minutes into the first half. There's no score. 9 and 14 are coming out for East Boston. It's not a corner, it's a throw. 4 is going to take the throw. 4, edge of the box, Mac off his head. Ben Kaplan has it. Ben Kaplan surrounded by 2 players. It gets poked away. 2's chasing it. Goalie's coming out. Goalie gets it in the right corner. Jock's chasing. He picks up the ball. Goalie boots it to midfield. Lights are coming on here at the stadium. That's off Nate's head. 12 is under it, and Nate, 12 shields it. Nate kicks it away. 8. At 12 has it. 12 to his right. He tried to get a shot on his right foot. It comes back to the top. Ben Kaplan. Ben turns on it. Ben's got Makai going up the middle. Gets poked away by 4. 7 has it to the wing to 22. 22 gets around. He gets to the corner. 22 to the corner. He tries to cross. He crosses it. It's going to be over the goal. Good play, but we're 18 minutes into the first half. No score. Zach's got 2 balls now. You can see the highway in the back. All right, they kick out to the left. Ben Kaplan keeps it in. He sends it back to Mateo. Mateo in midfield to Jacob. Over him. 11 has it. 11 clears it ahead with his left foot. That's Nate, clears it to Mac. Mac on the left, 7 has it. Mac takes it back. That's Sammy, back to Nate. Goes up the field, it gets cleared out of bounds. It's gonna be a throw in for Brookline. Somewhere around the 40-yard line. Mac, down the left side, gets headed away. It's Jacob on it. Jacob tried to backheel to Sammy. Jacob goes down, they call a foul. Fouls call at the 45. They go quickly to Mackay. Mackay on the right. Mackay in the air, 21's on it. Mackay, goalie comes out. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for East Boston. We're 20 minutes into the first half, no score. The left half of the stadium's under clouds, the right half is clear. Goalie chips it out to the 40, it's off Jacob's head. 21 has it, Mackay clears it. That was Jacques. It's cut off by Mateo. Mateo to his left. He sends it back to Mac. Mac up to Ben Kaplan. Ben on the ground to Mateo. Mateo into the left corner. 13's after him, right in front. Gets cleared away. He has it again. He crosses again. Gets cleared by 17 out of bounds in the corner. Corner for Brookline. Sub coming in. Brendan's coming in. And he is coming in for Jacob. We're at the 21-minute mark of the first half. There's no score. Ben Kaplan's going to take the corner. So Jacob is coming off. Brendan's coming in. Brendan's on the back post. Ben Kaplan is going to take the corner. Brookline has 3 players on the goal line. Mateo's short, Sammy's in the middle. They chip it to the goal. It hits their player and goes in. It's a self-goal. Ben Kaplan hit 17 in the head and went in. It's 1-0 Brookline. 21 minutes into the first half. Dimitri is coming into the game. Who came out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jacques is coming out. Jacques is out. Dimitri's in. East Boston on the kickoff. – 22 minutes into the first half. It's 1-0 Brookline. New goalie's coming in for East Boston, number 0.
Go goalie!
Lights are coming on the stadium. Okay, we've got Mackay and Ben Kaplan on the wings. Brendan takes the ball away. 4 to 12 in midfield. He steps over it. Dimitri to Sam. Sam up the field. Sam, it's going to go back to the goalie. His first touch of the game. He boots it low. It bounces. 8 hits 8 in the head. That's off Mateo. 8 clears it. That's Sam's off his head. Ethan cuts through, gets the ball. Mackay, 12 has it for East Boston. 14 down the wing to 11. 11, he's faking. He's got 13 running with him. 9 has the ball. 9 back to 8. 8 gets cut off by Mackay. Sam hits it back to midfield. Number 2 has it for East Boston. He goes up the right side. It gets cut off by Mac. 9 cuts it away. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Avi is coming in for Ben Kaplan. 23 minutes into the first half. 1-0 Brookline. Okay, Nate's going to take the throw. He's on the left side. He throws it in. That's Mateo. Mateo turns, finds Avi. Avi gets bumped off the ball. Avi sends it back to Sammy. Hits Avi, goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for East Boston up the right side. Nate's going to get to it, and Nate clears it as far as number 4. 4 to number 9. 9 chips it to 12. They go down, they try to reverse it. 14 has it. Brendan's on him. Gets cut off. Sammy has it. Sammy on the ground. He's got Dimitri right at his feet. Here comes Dimitri on the run. Dimitri cuts in. Gets cut off by 17. Dimitri gets it back. Dimitri crosses it. Mackay missed the shot right in front. Wow. Dimitri, a wonderful pass. Mackay chipped it over the goal. The timeout is called by East Boston. Timeout is called.
Exactly. This man's kicking to 11.
Yeah, Mackay was right in front. They crossed it right to him. He was like 5 feet in front of the goal. They chipped it over. Timeout by East Boston at the 25-minute mark of the first half.
Chris!
Okay, referee signaling timeout's over. Okay, we're going to continue. It's going to be a goal kick for East Boston when we resume. With 25 minutes into the first half, it's 1-0 Brookline. You can see the sun is coming in from the backside of the stadium. It's total clouds on the other side of the stadium. Waiting for the ref signal. He signals, we're going to continue. Goal kick for East Boston. He comes down the left side. Mackay over his head. Ethan Schaefer hits it to Brendan. Brendan brings it down with his feet, keeps it in. Brendan gets knocked away by number 8. Mateo got clipped at the foul. Right in midfield. It's going to be a free kick for Brookline. It's at the 47-yard line. Nate's going to take it. He's got Ethan to his right. Nate on the ground, Ethan Schaefer. Ethan high in the air toward Mackay. Goalie punches it away. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. It's going to be Sammy on the throw. Jacob is coming in the game. Jacob is coming in for Mateo.
Was it as bad as that?
It's going to be a throw-in for Ethan Schaefer.
No, I didn't. Did you guys have to pay?
Okay, Ethan Schaefer on the throw. He throws it toward the box. It gets headed by Dimitri, headed down by Avi. Goalie saves it. It's 1-0 Brookline. It's a low kick, over 12 to 11. Sam has it. Sam off on the side to Ethan Schaefer. Ethan to the right. Ethan saves it in bounds. Ethan puts it to the far post, tries to find Dimitri. Gets cut away. Brendan leaves it for Sammy. Sammy has it to the right. Sammy, he gets knocked away. 11 has it. 11 to 10. 10 to 9. 9 crossing the 40 to 12. 12 over midfield. 12 sends it, gets cut off. Ethan Schaefer off his head. That's Jacob. Jacob to Dimitri. Mackay has it. Mackay stepped over it. He loses it. Ethan Schaefer has it. Ethan Schaefer clears it with his left foot. It bounces. Mackay comes. No, it's Avi off his head. Avi turns on his left foot. Avi hits it off number 2. Dimitri gets in. It gets swept away. 8 has it. 8 on the ground to 12. 12 in midfield. Jacob cuts him off. Jacob to the left gets cut off by number 9. 8 has it. That's Brendan trying to cut him off. 8 comes in. 8 chips it in. It gets 11 in front. 11 on his right foot. It gets blocked. 9 has it. 9 to the left. 9 to the left corner. He tries to cut around him. He gets to the end line. It's still on the end line. It sends it in front. Right through the crease. Nobody there. Avi on it. Avi on the left foot. He clears it to 4. 4 chips it in. 11. He's offside. He's called offside. That's a great opportunity for East Boston. About 28 minutes into the first half, 1-0 Brookline. That's Nate on the free kick, a goal kick. Nate to Avi, Avi to Brendan, Brendan to Mackay, Mackay's in! Mackay on the goalie, goalie saves it. Nice play. Brendan, nice service to Mackay. Goalie boots it over midfield. It bounces. Sam off his head, goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for East Boston. Subs are coming in. Mackay and Dimitri are coming out. Jacques and Ben Kaplan are coming in. 13 came in for East Boston. 22 is coming out. 13 on the, he wasn't off the field yet. 9's coming off the field. Okay, it's a throw. 13 toward the box. 8 gets cut off by Brendan. Brendan to his left. He tries to send Jacques. Jacques on the left side. Keeps it in bounds. Say to Avi. 2 cuts it off. 2 puts it to the right side. Mack off his head. Goes out of bounds. 4 has it for East Boston on the throw. Goes down the right side. Cut off by Jacob. Avi has it. Avi to Sammy. Sammy chips the right side. Ben Kaplan's making a run. Ben to the right corner. Who's running with him? Ben in the corner. Ben crosses it. Goalie catches it. It's 1-0 Brookline. Goalie boots it to his left. Jacob gets bumped. Still in the air. It hit their head. 11's going to take the throw for East Boston. Right in front of the East Boston bench. He throws it to 12. Off his hand. It's going to be a free kick for Brookline. Right in front of the East Boston bench. His sub, Mateo, is going to come in at the next whistle. Ethan Schaefer takes it to the left side. Over Brendan's head. Avi doesn't get to it. 19 has it. 19 to the right. Mack's going to cut it off at midfield. Mack on the left side. That's to Jacques. Jacques up to Sammy. Sammy's got room on the right. He sends Ethan Schaefer on the right side. Ethan has it. Ethan back to his left to Brendan. Brendan sends it back to Sam. Sam to Brendan. Brendan turns. He has one behind him. He's got Jacob. Jacob to Ethan. Ethan gets blocked out of bounds by number 10. Mateo is coming in the game. Mateo is coming in for Sammy. 12 just came off. Ethan Schaefer is going to take the throw. He gets the whistle. He throws it down the right side, tried to hit Jacques. Gets cut off by 13. 13 off his head. 11 to the middle of the field. Brendan's under it. Brendan tried to bring it down with his feet. He brings it down, sends it back to Jacob. Jacob to Mac. Mac into the box. 17 cuts it off. Mateo's after it. 11's going to get to it for East Boston. He turns on it, and it goes out of bounds. It's a throw-in for East Boston. In front of the Brookline bench. 11 throws it to 8. 8. Brendan heads it away. Brendan cuts in. Gets it to Jacques. Jacques steps over it. Jacques takes 8 takes it away. 18 to the wing. That's Nate on the ball. Nate on the ground. Gets cut off by 19. Jacob has it. Jacob to that's Avi. Gets pushed. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for East Boston. Right at midfield. 10 has it. 10. They go up the side to 19. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for East Boston at the 30-yard line. They go down the right side. He turns to the center. He has room. 21 on his left foot. Gets cut away by Jacob. Jacques has it. Jacques sends it to the wing to Jacob. Jacob on the ground. 21 has it. 21 on his left foot. Nate tried to block it. That's Ethan Schaefer clears it out of bounds. The wind's starting to pick up. Looks like we might get some rain. We're 33 minutes into the first half. 1-0 Brookline. 11 chips the back post. Zach catches it. Zach. He bounces it. He's got the wind in his favor right now. Goes over midfield. Jacques off his feet. That's cleared in the air by Mac. Who has it? 10 has it for East Boston to 11. He clears it with his right foot. It hits over Sam's head. Sam on the ground. 11 has it. 11 gets cut off by Jacob. Brendan comes back, and they call a foul. He's just inside the 20-yard line. See, the goal is the back of the goal, so he's at the 15.
No, you're showing.
So he's about 23 yards out. 5 on the wall for Brookline. No, 4 on the wall. Number 2 on the free kick. 2 shoots it. Zach on the save. Beautiful free kick. Beautiful save by Zach. It's going to be a corner for East Boston. Here comes the corner. It's to the back post. Zach hits it away with his hand. Ben Kaplan's on it. Ben clears it with his left foot. Comes up the field. Nate's chasing it. They clear it out of bounds. It's going to be throwing for Brookline. Sammy's going to come in for Brendan.
Next year will be very good.
Sammy's coming in for Brendan here at the 35-minute mark of the first half. 1-0 Brookline. That's Mac on the throw down the left side. Gets headed away. 19 heads it back. And 8 has it. 8 off his foot. Goes out of bounds. Sammy on the throw. He leaves it for Mac.
He needs it.
Mac down the left side. Tried to find Avi. 4 cut it off out of bounds. It's another throw for Brookline. Mac on the throw. Mac toward the box. 17 heads it away. That's Sammy to Mac. 19 cuts it off, and it goes out of bounds. That's going to be another throw in. Mac's on the ground.
But he's athletic.
Mac on the throw.
He's going to be bullied since he plays basketball.
Mac into the box. Gets cleared away. 10 clears it with his right foot. Out of bounds. Another throw in for Brookline. Mac again. Mac throws it to Mateo. Mateo gets 4, knocks it out of bounds. Another throw in. With 36 minutes into the first half, 1-0 Brookline. Nate on the throw. Nate into the box. Hits Mateo in the chest. 4 hits it off his foot. 17 clears it. Over 18. Sammy has it. Sammy to Ethan Schaefer on the other side. Ethan on the ground to Avi. Avi gets cut off.
Maybe I'll schedule them.
11 hits it to midfield to 21. Gets blocked by Sam. 8 has it. 8 to his right. 8 chips the wing. And he's offside. Play was offside down the wing.
I'm going to get rid of that for a second.
Calm down, Mateo. They're doing fine. Nate has the free kick for Brookline on the offside call. Nate down the left toward Avi, bounces over their head. That's Ben Kaplan. Ooh, looks like a 2 in the hand. Jacob off his head. Jacob again off his head. That's Mateo brings it down with his right foot. Mateo sends Jacques. Jacques down the left side. Jacques crosses it. 2 cuts it off. And it gets blocked by Avi. It's going to go out of bounds. Sub is coming in for East Boston, number 9. It's getting quite overcast over the stadium. 9 is coming in for 19. It's a throw-in for East Boston. He throws it short to 10. 10 clears it down the right to 9. I think they called it out of bounds. It was out of bounds in front of that other bench. We're like 38 minutes into the first half, 1-0. You can feel a little bit of rain coming down right now. It's to the ground to Sammy. Sammy turns. Sammy sends it back to Sam. Sam to Nate. That was a loose pass. Nate to the left. Nate to Sammy. Sammy off his foot. Sammy has it though. Sammy stutters. He loses it. Sam steps up. Sam to Ethan. No, that's right. That's Jacob. Jacob on the ball. Jacob to Mateo. Mateo on the ground to Sammy. Nice pass. Sammy gets into Avi. Avi to Ben gets blocked away, goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Mateo on the throw. Mateo to Jacob. Jacob gets bumped off by 18. 11 takes the ball away, puts it on the ground to 21. Sam cuts it off. 11 has it. 11 stutters. He gets bumped, they call a foul. Right at the 40-yard line. That's number 2 on the free kick for East Boston. We're 39 minutes in, 1-0 Brookline. 2 chips it in. That's cleared by Jacob. 13 off his head. Avi off his head to the left. There's nobody there. 4 has it for East Boston. 4 in front of the bench. Clears it to Nate. Nate to the left. Gets cut off by number 8. 8 chips the middle. Sam clears it. Sam to Avi. Avi off his chest. Avi sends it back to Mac. Mac off his left foot. It's out of bounds. 9 has it. 4 chips the right side. Mac cuts it off with his head. 9 keeps it in. Mac on his left foot. Goes out of bounds. We're in the 40th minute. It's 1-0 Brookline. Players waiting for the ball. There should be like a minute left. They throw in. Mac. 9 has it. 9 tries to get to the corner. Gets blocked. Goes out of bounds. And they're calling... The ball is in play. It gets cleared. Avi has it. Gets cleared. That's Ben Kaplan cleared it to Jacques. Jacques on his left. Jacques sends it ahead to that's Sammy. Sammy in front. Goalie comes out. Goalie saves it. We're in extra time now. And that's the half. It's 1-0 Brookline at the half.